I'm going to cover a wide variety of topics, so hang on, hope you enjoy. Sun should appear soon from this vantage point. Got the moon in the middle of the view. Show up in just a few minutes. You can reach out and call me anytime if you care to. It's spring break time. Young, impressionable minds, souls coming from all over the world, actually. It's kind of interesting how that works out. I meet them wherever I go. That's part of the deal. It's pretty cool, actually. Whether at the Costco or the beach, they're all over the place. So what I continually do on a regular basis, it's an ongoing process of adding to my research library. And what is a bit complicated, I'll cover topics from sex, New World Order, worldwide manipulation of humanity with technology, the correlation between artificial intelligence, world government, silent weapons for quiet wars that actually manipulate humanity, largely that's unaware. They don't know, and quite frankly, they don't know that they don't know. Pride is a powerful catalyst for deception, so it's easy for people to think they got it figured out. And you might think, well, Robert, that sounds like you. I'm figuring it out as I go, and part of what happens is people will be interested until they find out, oh, he's a Jesus freak and he wants us to live a chaste life, and that means without any fun, without any pleasure. Behind me there now, there's a group of children waiting to go to school, waiting to go to their government indoctrination. Yeah, government schools. It's not just public. It's a public indoctrination. That's what they're going to get. And it's designed to get them while they're young and manipulate them. And we've got a transgendering agenda, a transpocalypse, which involves transgendering, transhumanism, which also is part of that whole dynamic. So you can look at the documentaries that I include about that. So let's take a look at this. It's not just what I say. I can only say so much without getting shut down. If some of the videos in my library have crossed the line, or the channel is taken down because they cross the line of a violation of community standards, which is basically whatever they want to say. Now, right now, that concrete truck right there is rolling with full load, and it's malleable. It's a chemical reaction with aggregate cement in that, and when it cures, it's actually going to be really hard. Maybe not as quality of concrete as went in some of our ancient architecture. I'm not real sure. I know that we've got a lot of mystery with history, a lot of suppressed technology, a lot of suppressed truth. That's how all that works. So we're given an official narrative that doesn't reflect reality. Have you noticed that? And that is one of the dynamics involved in the war-based world economy. It's not just the United States, it's a one world government, a new world order. I'm going to cover all the topics, so I wonder what they're going to add to the official disclaimer. Whether it's flat earth, new world order, or whatnot. Who knows? I don't know what they're going to do. I do know that there's another level of censorship that got ratcheted up on me with the X platform. Yeah, I was put in read-only mode, so I can't comment, like, or share through their mechanism of sharing. What I had been doing is copying and pasting wherever I darn well please. Now, Elon knows who I am, Joe Rogan, world leaders. Why? I'm the truth guy, and I'm exposing how they're manipulating humanity and culling the human herd using their authoritative scientific dictatorship. Wow. A transhumanist agenda where they want less people and more control over whatever population survives the boot on the face of humanity. How about that? Isn't that special? So it might be quite a buzzkiller. You may be enjoying the partying in Myrtle Beach, and maybe we meet up somewhere and you give me a call. It's happened over the last better part of a decade. And I'm just the guy that wants to help people make an informed choice on their eternity. Where are you going to spend forever and why? Okay, so as we can see, it's getting a little brighter on the left there. And we have a local small sun covering and a firmament above the stationary level Earth where the sun, moon, and stars orbit above us. I'm not unscientific. I'm exposing the truth about all of that. The science delusion, the self-enthroned tyranny of technology. And I'm wanting to send a message to Elon and everybody else. What I sent to Elon this morning, I said, the end is near. Sent him my playlist. It is. He's in my playlist. He's talking about the greatest existential threat to humanity is artificial intelligence. Yeah. It's a battle between good and evil, God and Satan. And, well, the weapons that are being used by both families. The sun is above the horizon right now. I can see it peeking through the trees over there. Oh, nice. How beautiful. So enjoy the ride. I go the speed limit and enjoy the ride, as well as metaphorically. I'll do as much as I can while I can, because there's a time coming when I will be out of this realm, very likely. I just don't know when that'll be. But I'm not afraid of it, not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth. Okay, this is Highway 9, North Myrtle Beach, and I'm moving on to 17 right here. Going to cross over the Intracoastal Waterway. Not much history on that we're told. Pretty serious. We've got mud floods, timeline deception that involves not just tricking us with the dates, it's what events have happened. I believe very likely we've already had the Great Tribulation and the millennial reign of Christ. You may not like or agree with that. You may believe I'm a false prophet. I'm not a prophet. You may just believe I'm wrong. And that's okay. People believe a lot of things. I just wanted to show you what it looks like here. And it's getting really foggy now, getting closer to the ocean. It's a temperature inversion. It's how it actually works. The actual reality to me is more fascinating than a video game or any of that, or a movie. It's what we're living in. So that's the way I found it. So I'll have Joe Rogan in there, and Elon Musk and Klaus Schwab and the architects of artificial intelligence, and TED Talks. Not a one of my comments on TED Talks will show up to anybody but me. Why is that, Robert? Well, because they don't want the different people connecting with one another and seeing how it all factors in, how it all connects, how it actually works. So there are people that are billionaires. Look at Elon. He's a freaking evolutionist, transhumanist, enslaving humanity with technology, and yet I reach out to him daily, wanting to see him change the team he's working on. Looks like he's working for El Diablo, Satan, the fallen one. People don't like that. It would, if the truth about that all became known, their stock portfolio might take a digger. I don't know. That's not my call. It's not my fault. It's not my responsibility to try and give you imaginary hopium. I'm just wanting to let people know the truth about all this, and it's not popular because the truth isn't based on popular opinion. It's not popular and it's not an opinion. It's simply the reality, the objective reality. And I prefer the provable reality or truth with proof. That's my preference. So now the sun is moving rather quickly over towards the over to the east or to the north. It was way south. So let's show you what this looks like here over the coastal preserve. It'll show up soon. There we go. And this is Sea Mountain Highway, headed right towards the ocean there. Take us out on the beach, show you what it looks like from there. He's moving some beer. Don't need it, don't want it. So a lot of the spring breakers are going to want sex, drugs, rock and roll, and no Bible. They don't want any biblical damper on their party, on their parade. Oh my gosh. Well, they probably shouldn't have done that, but anyway, I'll just wait. I wanted to go. So it's going to be foggy on the water. And one of the things that I'd like to point out for all you partiers, I used to party hardy. Now I do just a different way, knowing the truth and being set free and activating the pleasure center of my experience with obedient living, healthy nutrients, and a lack of toxins in my body are a good start for that. There's no I was going to say there's no substitute for obedience. Well, yes, there is. It's called disobedience, and it wears with it guilt and not very satisfying. So I prefer obedient living. That's what I'll do. Let me see. I think it's probably good for me to take my tripod out, and then I can set it down on the beach and let you see the beauty of it all out there and not the moving. Okay. So I'm not a killjoy. I just want people to make an informed choice on reality. What is the real deal here? What's really going on? So a lot of times people will come on out here, they'll see the car, take a picture of it, go to my websites. I'm on a lot of different platforms. That works out well based on my name and phone number. I used to be able to type in the hashtag in my name in a X search. Can't do it anymore. Well, I can do it. Nothing shows up. So I'm exposing Elon's space fantasy, launching people's imagination to the moon and Mars and the cosmos and all of that. It's a bunch of make-believe, like Santa Claus and his flying reindeer. Oh well. People believe a lot of things. People believe a lot of lies. I have a love for the truth. That is a gift from God. I'm convinced that it's only by His grace that anybody can love and believe the truth, let alone find it. So regularly, I will add to the library, and quite regularly, well, I'll take things out, and so will YouTube. Google's the parent company. A lot of talk about their current AI going off the rails and threatening an existential threat to humanity. Oh well, it's going to happen anyway, whether Google does it or the Almighty does it. The Almighty God, the true living creator. The Alpha and Omega, knowing the end from the beginning. The living word, the living water, whether you like it or not. So my hope is that people will find the truth. Okay? People come out here looking for peace and solitude and beauty. And it's here. A lot of people view the Almighty as a cosmic killjoy. He's the one that makes it all work as far as knowing the truth and being set free. So it's not just a belief system with a bunch of don'ts, like do's and don'ts. It's more of a manual to let you know what needs to happen for you to actually go to heaven. And it's pretty simple in one respect, complicated in another. You need to be born again to even see the kingdom of heaven. That's how that works out. So He determines who His children are. He causes us to believe the truth and the reality of the Bible and a desire to obey. So He radically changed me. And that's what He does. He changes people. So I'm more of a, rather than just getting this overwhelming amount of do's and don'ts, He lives in and through me and gives me a desire to do what He created me to do, and that's where the deep satisfaction is. It doesn't come in a pill, potion, an inhaler, a joint, a needle, heroin, the opiates, and then some atheists will say that religion is the opiate of the masses. There's philosophers and social engineers that have manipulated humanity with their millions and billions of dollars and all the influence that monopoly money made out of thin air can purchase. It's not the same thing for everybody, but it's pretty common that much of humanity wants to have unlimited, would like to have unlimited funding and unlimited pleasure at whatever fountain they find that, whether it's sex, drugs, power, prosperity, and however they measure it. That's a trap. The devil offered Jesus all the kingdoms of the world, and he declined. The Almighty knows His place. He's in control of everything. So Satan will use who and what he can, and the Almighty will use it all, including Satan and his family. So one of the reasons why I continually do this is because some of the people that are walking with the devil, maybe they signed their name in blood for all that fame and fortune. Maybe they're going to change. Maybe the Almighty is going to reach into their lives and rip up their contract with the devil and say, no, you're one of mine. Like the prodigal son had a change of heart when he realized what he had done. He walked away from a life that was way better than the life he found. So 2 Thessalonians chapter 2:11 says to everybody, all spiritual entities included, they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a strong delusion. So people are going to believe the lie they want to believe. I told you I was going to talk about sex. Let's talk about mental masturbation, where people see themselves and the world that they live in a favorable way that gives them pleasure. It's an actual hashtag. You can look it up. It involves confirmation bias and rationalization, neuroscience, and sometimes chemicals and that to numb the pain of being shunned by people that just don't want to have any of your bullshit, your selfishness, being a sociopath, ruling the world with your make-believe money. And you might think, well, I don't have anything to do with that. Well, a lot of times people's retirement is tied up into Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street, the money managers that are ruling the world, buying up properties, kicking out the tenants. They may be a retired couple that just can't pay the rent anymore, and then they live in their van or whatever. It's tragic. And then we've got the weaponized immigration. It's not just people looking for a new life. There's paramilitary mercenaries coming over. What are you going to do about it? Well, I encourage everybody to get your house in order because the end is here, or very near. So, all that flowers and sunshine for a morning live stream. It's worldwide, deployed worldwide to world leaders. That's what I did with my research library. I'm putting them on notice. Not only am I telling them that I'm telling on them, I'm pointing out what it is. So not only is it on YouTube, it's on whatever platform I'm on now or will be on. The censorship is serious. Like I've said for years, I would rather the digital me stay up and intact and the physical me transition to heaven. I'm good to go. Not because of what I do or don't do, it's because of who I am and whose I am. I'm a child of God that's actually been born of the Spirit. That's priceless. None of the billionaires, trillionaires, or street people could pay for it. It was paid for by the Almighty. He's the one that makes it happen. So I turned off the comments, the live chat. It isn't to be a killjoy. I just haven't been getting to the comments there, and I would rather have them down below where other people can see them, whatever they are. If I need to, I can block people or hide them. It can be kind of complicated if they're flashing up on the screen while I'm doing a live stream, because it's too hard to read them and react to them, and that's not what this is about. I've got a message to share. It's actually really important, and not to say that your questions may not be important. They may be very important, and you can call me anytime. That's why I do that. I make that personal information available for you to look at, and to be able to reach out to me and to truly show you that I've got nothing to hide. So the Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars document has over 625 hyperlinks in the comment thread. That's one of the ways that I work around some of the censorship. So you can scroll through there and check that out. I mix things up often. I'm updating the library around the clock, literally. And so is YouTube by taking things out of there. Sometimes the channel owners take things out of their library, or their channel is taken down by YouTube. So there's Confessions of an Economic Hitman, to explain to you how the world government manipulates how the world operates using corporate muscle, finances, or military force. How about that? You can either have a behind door number one is a briefcase full of money and your delights, and behind door number two is either a gun or a military ready to take your life and your country from you. Oh, but we're spreading democracy around the world. Bullshit. I sent this library to Lockheed Martin, Boeing, all the alphabet agencies. My caller yesterday from Massachusetts said, do you believe you're on a watch list? Yeah, of course. I've tagged them in the posts. I've sent them directly to them. I tweeted to them. And by the way, everybody is being tracked, traced, database, threat assessed, and this is an epic battle between good and evil. And the question that everybody needs to come up with an accurate answer to is, who are you? What are you? Are you a child of the Almighty or the fallen one? I don't know. I can't tell for sure. It's just that if somebody claims to be loving Jesus and being born again, they ought to live like it. If they aren't, then there's a problem there. It's not my problem. That'd be your problem. Your problem to work out between you and the Almighty, to figure out what's going on here. I'm praising Jesus and I've got a lifestyle that doesn't match up with that privately. The system knows us by what we actually do, not what comes out of our mouth. Like a kid that got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Did you eat the cookies? How about that? The system knows. All the keystrokes, all the what we look at. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on the moon. There we are. You can go through in my library and see the live streams. I had a commenter that it was commenting on a video by End Times that was talking about AI being sentient and what do we think about it. And a friend of mine asked a really good question, he made a statement. I'd like to see you do a video on this. Now, I've been doing it for a while. Some of them are hidden in my live streams where I talk about it and then compile the evidence for what I say or what I want you to look at. Now, a video that's talking about the threat of artificial intelligence, that's a decade old. And they're talking about that we're well on our way to AGI, artificial general intelligence, or maybe one day AI will be smarter than people. Give me a break. It's been smarter than people for a long time. And it's not artificial. And here's part of the battlefield is in this base reality that I'm in. You're not seeing that unless you're the people and the dog there or the lady walking down the beach. They can see me doing this in the base reality that we're sharing an experience in. You could be anywhere in the world right now with an internet connection and watching a worldwide broadcast that is being reassembled in real time right in front of you. That's what you're seeing. You're not actually seeing me in this environment. You're seeing a simulated reality. So we live in multiple simulations from different vantage points with bidirectional supercomputer connection to humanity, manipulating what we see, what we believe, how we feel. Wow, that sounds pretty outrageous. Yeah, it is. It's what's real. It's what's for it's what's for our reality. And part of the challenge is to determine what that reality is, because our senses and perception can be manipulated and incorrect. We're all being lied to. The big question is, are we believing the lie, or can we see the reality right in front of us? So there you go. I'm going to have this be a rather short live stream, comparatively speaking. If you like this kind of thing, great. You can share it if you want. You could tweet it to Elon if you want. You could send my whole YouTube channel to anybody you want. I'd like it to get sent to Elon. The only way I can see, or pretty much now, the only way I can see what's going on the X platform is if I'm looking through somebody else's account, like if they're sitting on my computer or they're showing it on a YouTube video. Why would Elon take the truth guy off the platform? Why is that? I'm over the target. I'm exposing the truth about it all. We're way beyond a computer implant with a robot in the head. There's the N3 program, non-invasive. Elon talked about it. Can inject it through a needle. That's part of what's happened, but it's beyond that even. It's in the people and weather modification programming. So this, there's a mist in the air. A lot of it's salt mist and humidity, and can be loaded with nanoparticles from wildfires all over the world, burning chemical weapons and radiological weapons. How about that? They wanted to share it with us. And I wanted to share the truth with you. That's why I do this. Does it matter? Absolutely. It makes a difference for those that believe it. And those that don't will be held accountable for continually rejecting the truth. So, thank you so much for tuning in, liking, sharing as you do. Feel free to call or text anytime.